look at and see sort of a situation where we're trying some stuff. So I hope the sound is better. Ball is thrown in by referee for the start of the second half. It's won there by St. Pat's, 1-8, 11 points, draw match. Ball comes in there, really well won by Luke Moore. He's having a great game now for the last 15 minutes for Trim. Luke, we needed somebody to stand up in the full back line, and Luke has done it. He's carrying the ball forward to Conor Quigley. Conor just fumbles it just on the 50, and St. Pat's have recovered, but Luke won that ball really well, gave it to Conor Quigley, and this is Pat's on the attack again. Number 30, Talon is on the move again. Father Talon in towards Neil O'Flaherty, inside the Trim 14. He's on the end, and he cuts in. He's with Brian Bulger. Flaherty, he has a chance, and he has kicked it wide. That's his second wide, and St. Pat's third wide. So they were well in there, St. Pat's. So kick out. Oh, it's going to be a throw in here because there were lads inside the D, and Peter Brennan kicked the ball. Referee is going in and he says he's going to throw the ball up, which will be on the 14-yard line, which is sort of a lottery. And a minute gone in the game, no score in the second half, draw match, Trim 11, St. Pat's 1-8, and referee, because of the quick kick out and because there were men inside the D, it's going to be a throw up in the 14-yard line. Remember, Pats are down to 14 men for the first 10 minutes of the second half because Shane McGinty very well won there in the 14-yard line by James Torr. Gives it out to Kieran Coffey, who's dropped deep to take this. Kieran with a very, very silky run down the stand side of the field. Excuse me, gives it back to Jared Wan, who's fouled. Advantage given back to Kieran Coffey. Coffey down to Conor Quigley in the middle of the field. Dougie has taken it from Conor. We're 70 yards out. Nice ball into Tor on the 50-yard line. Back to Dougie. Trim, a lovely attack here. Gives it off to Kieran Coffey. If he gets on this could be a lovely score for Trim. He's 21 yards out. He cuts to his left. He has a shot with his left. Is it over?
Great score.
Caulfield has taken Trim out of trouble every time they need it. Brilliant score. He's a bit left-footed, but by God is it a good foot. And he has scored his third point of the game from frees to put Trim in the lead. 12 points to 1-8. 2 minutes gone in the second half.
That's Kieran Coffey's third point from play, not from frees.
Oh, sorry, excuse me, I'm losing the run of myself once again. So kick out there and it goes towards Caulfield, but it's won there by the wing back, who's fouled by Darragh Lynch, and just a simple foul. There's no yellow, no nothing. Free for St. Pat's on their own 50-yard line. Gives it out here towards Neil O'Flaherty, who's ahead of Brian Bulger again. Neil, who's moved in a corner forward, gives off a lovely little ball in there to Donald Landy, who's ahead of Jerry Dwan. Jerry and Brian are in trouble. Landy still going, 14 yards out, good tackle, playing for the free, but he's inside the 14-yard line. He's still not fouled, and he was playing for it. Gives it across to his brother Shane Landy. Shane 14 yards out ahead of Luke Moore, but he kicks it wide. Shane's first wide, St. Pat's fourth. Very good play by St. Pat's. The two Landys are causing trouble. Brian Bulger, Jerry Dwan are just under a bit of pressure in the full back line. Luke Moran is rescuing them there a couple of times, and Landy 13 is a handful, and 11 ends up corner forward sometimes on Brian Bulger, but Peter Brennan with the kick out gives it nicely out here towards the sideline towards Kieran O'Rourke. Rourke goes down the sideline here in front of us on the terrace side, takes on this man Father Talon, the sub 30, who's wearing the 30 jersey. Sean Fitzgerald gets the ball, customary long run through the middle, still Sean Fitzgerald, took it from our 50 to their 50, gives it off to Lynchy. Lynchy's foul, no free given. Full back did reasonably well. It was 50-50 sort of ball. We called it a foul, but I'd say it was pretty much on the button that it wasn't. So Neil Flaherty picks the ball up at the midfield here, gives it back towards number 2 Adam Byrne, who's on the ball for the first time, gives it to centre back Darren Hagan, who settled well into the match. Hand passes it off now to Porrick Nulty in the middle of the field. Nulty, long low ball in there towards Landy again. Brian Bulger goes to it, doesn't get it. Landy's ahead of Jared Wan. Landy still on the 20, will he go to his right? He's adjudged to been fouled by Jerry. Little simple tug, but John, we're under pressure there by the cornerbacks.
Yeah, under pressure. Luke Moore is covering his man very well, but Jerry and Brian Bulger are in trouble every time the ball goes in. They're getting by them too easy, get them inside them too easy, and they have to cut that out because this man had put it over the bar for a phone all day, Landy.
Okay, just as we speak, Ben Holden is coming on the trim team, and Brian Bulger has gone off, so Ben is a sticky sort of player, and so Brian Bulger departs, and Ben Holden comes on after 4 minutes of the second half. Landy has this free, the left-footed Landy, the full forward, takes it from the toe kind of side of the field with the left foot. he'd hope to squirrel this one over the bar, which he does on the black spot. His third and his third free, and it's a draw match. It's 12 points for Trim, 1-9 for Pats, and this game is still in the balance. Really tough, hard battle, just what Trim needed in my opinion before championship knockout. On to James Toher, gives it off to Conor Quigley towards Sean Fitzgerald, who's running better in the second half, down the middle, gives it off to Paul Munley. First touch for a while for Paul, and he gives it back to Fitzgerald, who's cutting in from the left hand side. He doesn't have a great left foot, and he kicks it with the left to cross the square. Bino! Oh, great save by the keeper. Oh, wonderful catch by Bino. Best thing he did all day. Came from just the side, ball looked to be going wide, went to the clouds, grabbed the ball, beat his corner back, but the keeper has denied him once again. Brilliant stop. Good play from Trim. Great catch by Bino.
Absolutely. Bino did everything right. He caught a difficult ball in his chest, beat his man. Keeper come out, narrowed the angle. Bino did nothing wrong. The keeper made a brilliant save, but a great move from Trim again.
So we have the resultant 50 here from the great save by Philly O'Brien, who's having a real good match and goal for St. Pat's. Lynchy lines up to 50. The wind is tricky, but it's not helping, it's not against. As we said, it's probably blowing in here towards us on the terrace side more. So he should start it at the right hand side of the post and let it drift in. Lynchy with the 50, steps up, kicks it nicely. Is it curling too far? It is a curl too far to our side of the field, if you understand me. Curled away with the wind, waved left wide on the left hand side of the post as we look at it for only Trim's third wide, Lynchy's second, and kick out comes long this time again from Philly O'Brien towards Toher. Nobody went for that ball, and Rourke ended up with the ball coming here 50 yards out. Somewhat hesitates, gives it on to Lynchy, needs to win the ball ahead of his man, which he does. Lynchy finds Toher in the middle, leaves it go to Conor Quigley. Here's Kieran Caulfield outside him. Lynchy on the ball, 50 yards out. He's a bit far for a shot. Gives it off to Sean Fitzgerald, who's now 40 yards out. A big Hail Mary from Sean. But it's a big wide from Sean, unfortunately.
Wrong shot selection there. Aaron Lynch, who's our sharpshooter, gives it off to Sean Fitzgerald, who's over near the sideline on the stand side, 50 yards out, and he takes an aimless shot, an absolutely ridiculous shot to take.
Okay, another sub in here for Trim, Mikey Cullen. Streaky Mikey, who can do anything on a good day and he can do anything on a bad day. But Mikey's in the corner forward. Let's hope this is Mikey's good day. Only Connor's gone off the field. So Trim full forward line is now Brian Dowling, Aaron Lynch, Mikey Cullen. Ball kicked out the middle of the field. Conor Quigley's having a real solid game in the middle of the field for Trim, and he gives a lovely ball into Lynchy, who's starting to take it out into Streaky Mikey. Mikey's inside the 21. First chance over to Bino. Needs to score. Another block. Oh Jesus, another block. Bino has had 3 chances. Brilliant play by Mikey. Unselfishly gave it across to Bino. Was blocked out again. It's going to be another 50. Mikey nearly could have went himself.
I think Mikey should have had a ging himself, as I say. He gave an unselfish ball over to Bino. Bino was easier for the goalkeeper than narrowed angle on Bino, which he did. Mikey should have had a ging. That's 3 chances for goals in the second half. We're really on top here, but we're not really putting it on the scoreboard.
Okay, the positive here is that Trim have started the second half very, very brightly. Looking very sharp inside. We need to convert again though very soon. Lovely ball in there from Conor Quigley to Mikey Cullen, who took the ball on with his first. He could have hand passed it over the bar very simply. He could have had a shot for a goal, didn't go for it, passed it unselfishly to Brian, and he just didn't. He got the ball lovely, but he was, by the time he got it, he was well blocked by 2 Patsmen. Lynchy takes the subsequent 50. Does he learn from the first mistake? He does. He curled it exactly in from the right hand side for his 6th of the game. 3 frees, 150, 2 from play. Trim take a point lead. 8.5 minutes gone. Trim 13, St. Pat's 1-9. Trim back a point ahead. Very interesting game here in Navan. Bad kick out from Philly O'Brien. Still finds his midfielder Porrick Nulty. Nulty back to centre back Darren Hagan. This is a real close match. A good game for Trim to have. Let's hope we can win it, but it's a real good match going forward because they've been put up against it for the first time this year, and that's what they need. Ball comes out here towards Rourke, who does outstandingly well to get ahead at 30, the Pather Talon. Rourke gives a beautiful ball into Dougie. Dougie has space in front of him. Dougie takes it to the 50. Shimmies through, finds Conor Quigley. He's Toher outside him. Finds Lynchy instead. Lynchy finds Toher. Toher is 30 yards out with the left foot. Can he score? It'll be a brilliant score for Trim. Yes, it is. Brilliant score. Great work by Trim. Great score from Toher, his 2nd of the game. Lovely play from Trim. Puts them 2 points ahead. John.
That's the shot you have to take. A good good shot selection by James Thor on his left foot, his strong foot. He curled it over the bar. Brilliant point from Thor.
So Trim go 2 points ahead. Philly O'Brien's kick out again, not a good one again. Comes toward Rourke again. I'd be keeping away from Kieran O'Rourke if I was St. Pat. Rourke still carrying the ball. He's on the 21. He's looking for somebody outside him. He has Mikey coming. He goes in again. Mikey inside the 14. He's on the square. Hand passes it. Over the bar this time, almost the same as the last time, but Mikey Cullen takes it himself this time, and in hindsight did the correct thing. Mikey, 2 balls, dynamite when he gets the ball inside the 21, inside the 14, got to the small square, could have given it to Brian again. This time he did the right thing. 15 for Trim, 1-9 for St. Pat's. Trim 3 points ahead all of a sudden, just with a blast of magic, and away we go. Kick out from O'Brien again, comes to Dara Lynch. Foul, Dara's fouling over there. Gives it off here to centre back Darren Hagan, who gets on an awful lot of ball. He looks veteran like look, but he's fouled by Dara Lynch, taken down. No yellow, I think it was just a foul. Dara has done a couple of fouls this game, but Darren Hagan goes down and he'll have the free, which is 60 yards. He gives it off very quickly. Trim asleep off to Neil O'Flaherty, gives it in, but Peter Brennan grabs it nicely. Stupid shot selection by Neil Flaherty. Peter Brennan gives the ball out here inside the Trim 50 to Paul Munley. Munley gives it off to Dougie, who's deeper now. Dougie carries it through to the halfway line. Dougie's still on the ball. There's 4 Patsmen around him, and he finds Toher in the same position again. Toher back to Dougie. The veterans of the Trim team going at them. Back to, who have we on the ball? It was Dara Lynch. Back to Toher. We're on the 50-yard line. Toher is fouled, gets his free. It's in Toher position again. It's 45 metres out in the very same position. It's his usual kind of side under the stand this time, and I think he'll have a shot at this. It's almost the same free as the first time. It's not an easy one, but it is the very same position as Toher loves these frees. It's on his good side. He stands almost perpendicular to the ball, and he'll curl it in over the bar. I was very impressed with that word.
Perpendicular.
So Toher here with the free. There's 11 minutes gone. Toher with the free. Has he put enough on it? Just dropped short into Philly O'Brien's hands. There's 12 minutes gone. 15 points to Trim, 1-9 to Pats. Pats working out from the full back line. Ball with the centre half back, Darren Hagan. Once again, he gets on an amount of ball, this man. Gives it off there towards his sidekick wing back, Kieran O'Sullivan. Sullivan doesn't pick first time, foul by Mullers. It's a simple free. Oh, actually, he said that Kieran Sullivan handled the bus. Fortuitous free here for Trim. Paul Munley was adjudged. I thought he had fouled him, but he said that Sullivan picked the ball off the ground. Trimmer on the attack again. Dougie making space, gives a ball, long ball into Lynch. He's inside the 14-yard line. Bit of an askew angle. Will he have a shot at it? He does, but it's gone wide. It was a very difficult angle. The ball was out. Mikey was free on the 21. The ball should have been played there. That's Aaron's second wide of the game. It's Trim's fourth. Not that many wides in this game, even on a windy day. It shows you the standard of it. There's another sub warming up for Trim. It's Kieran Joyce. I don't know who. Maybe Mullers is the man to come. I'm just not sure who's coming off the Trim team, but Joycey won't disadvantage this team by coming on. He's talking to Kevin Riley on the line. He's going to come on. Philly O'Brien with the kick out again, gives it a flat ball towards the middle, towards another fella on 24. Ray Russell is on for. He must have come on at no, he's just on the field actually. Ray Russell for he's gone on for the big midfielder Corey McNulty. So we just take a minute. There's a free there for Pats. It's just inside the 70-yard line. So we just have a look now at the St. Pat's team. 24, John Curtis is also on the field. They have introduced quite a few subs. We still have the Landys in the full forward line, and Kieran Joyce is coming on actually for Brian Dowling. So Joycey coming on, I don't know where Joycey will come on. Joycey, he's usually a half forward. He'll hardly line out the corner forward, but Brian has gone off. Brian did some great things. He had a wonderful catch in the second half, just didn't pull it away and got on a lot of ball, but Joycey is on the field. He looks to be going in the corner forward position, but I have a feeling he'll lay out the field and leave Mikey and Aaron Lynch inside, and we've another sub warming up for Trim.
It looks like
Ian Birmingham
has gone in. Mikey Cullen and Aaron Lynch are inside the full forward line. Joyce is kind of top of the triangle at centre forward on the 50-yard line, and Alan Douglas seems to be dropping deeper, kind of back down the field. So we're probably going to play with, three forwards up front. James Thor seems to be playing midfield here. His man has drifted out, so James is following. It's working to our advantage.
Okay, so the veteran Darren Hagan is still down. He's having a lovely match. He's not a great marker, but he's very, very strong on the ball. So he has left it to his captain Neil O'Flaherty, who's on the trim 70-yard line, and he's looking for a punted pass. Doesn't get it in. Gives it in there this time, just short there to Landy again, who's ahead of Jerry Dwan. Jerry's going through 50 yards out, 40 yards out. Landy with the ball has a shot at goals. Is it over? It is. A super score. One of the scores of the match from from Donald Landy, his fifth. His second from play, well ahead of Jerry Dwan there again. Jerry's in a little bit of difficulty. Ian Birmingham was warming up for trim. Peter Brennan gives a nice kick out here, short to Ben Holden, who one-handed holds the ball, gives it off to Joycey, who is playing around the centre forward line. Gives a beautiful ball at Darren Lynch. He's on the D. He claims the mark. And he doesn't get the mark. He put his hand up possibly a little bit late, and referee doesn't give it, and then does him for over carrying. And now, hold on now a second, let me just see what's happening. The ref is still talking to Aaron. The ref's still talking to Aaron. He looked like calling the mark, but it looked a little bit late. Dougie's having a word with the ref. The ball is in the D, the ref. Let's see what he's doing. He says he's over carrying. He didn't give the mark, and Lynchy stood up, and then he did him for over carrying. So
poor refereeing, very poor refereeing. He clearly looked for the mark, didn't get it. Very poor refereeing.
So ball is played back to Philly O'Brien, the Pats keeper. He soldiers out to the 21. He doesn't look that comfortable on it. He gives it to Hagan again. Oh jeez, then he runs into him, and they look a bit dodgy there at the back, but they're still working the ball out to Shane McGinty, who's back on the field after his black card. Shane is playing well since he come on, and he loses the ball just as we see it. Paul Money slips in, but Pat somehow had managed to get it back, and it's with the big corner forward Niall Mooney, who's back on. Niall is around the place a long time, gives the ball in there, but Luke Moran is with his man Shane Landy, but the ball has just gone too far for St. Pat's for their fifth wide of the game, and it is going to be the water break with 6 minutes 50 played. 16 minutes 50, 17 minutes you could say. Water break taken, Trim 2 ahead, I'm sorry, 15 points to 110. Water break is taken, it'll start with a retake for Trim. So John, very tight, 15, 2 points in it only. Game still in the balance.
Game is very much in the balance. We got 3 points ahead. We're not getting that 4 points ahead. It's a couple of silly shot selections there in the first quarter there. But we looked a better team, but we're not. Like, I'd like to see Aaron Lynch when he gets the ball taken on his man. He was doing it, all last year, taking on his man, creating havoc. He seems to be coming back around and taking the shot more often now. Mikey Cullen, since he come in, has been on fire. They should rename him Mikey Magic Cullen, because he's absolutely brilliant when he comes on. Probably is, a bit annoyed maybe that he didn't start, but he definitely brings great value to the team when he comes on.
So to sum up, we are 2 points ahead, 17 minutes gone. There will be 13 remaining when the match restarts the game. Ian Birmingham was warming up. I don't know if he came on. There looks to be so another sub warming for Trim. They're coming back out now, so we give you a full Trim lineup before the start of the second half. It still looks like Jerry Dwan, who has his hands full with Donald Landy, a lovely footballer, in the full back line.
Sean Fitzgerald has gone off.
Is full. Luke Moran is full back, and Ben Holden is left full back. The half back line is Darrell Lynch, James Torr, Kieran O'Rourke. Midfield now looks to be Sean O'Rourke or Sean.
No, Fitzgerald. No, Ian Birmingham and Conor Quilly are midfield now.
Sean Fitzgerald has gone off the Trim team, replaced by Ian Birmingham, who slots in the middle of the field along with Conor Quigley, two very young men. Paul Munley still a wing forward. Joycey looks around centre forward with Dougie. Peter Brennan kicks the ball out, finds Rourke lovely. Rourke on the ball, takes it through lovely. He's in the middle of the field. There's two Patsmen around him. He gives it off to Munners. Munners back there to Ben Holden. Ben has Conor Quigley outside him. He finds him. Conor Quigley trimmer, 70 yards out. Beautiful shimmy by Conor. We're 50 yards out. Gives the stupid ball to Quiggers. He Joycey outside him for a simple one. Didn't give it. And instead he went for a crazy sort of a pass. So Donald Landy's on the ball in the St. Pat's half, gives it to Hagan again, who takes it on, takes Dougie on, this time not fouled. Down again goes Hagan, but he wasn't fouled. This time it goes there towards the other Landy, Shane Landy at full forward. Been tackled by Jerry Dwan, dispossessed, but the ref says it's a free. So it's a free for Pats. It's in the middle of the field. Hagan is getting on the ball. It's midfield. There is 17 and a half minutes gone. 15 for Trim, 110 for Pats. 2-point game. Hagan will take the ball, the centre back for Pats. Plays it. Oh, it's a throw up. Kieran Flynn came in and said he took the free from the wrong position, so this will be a great time to get a score from the St. Pat's possession. It's going to be a throw. Who do we put in for this? There's a heap of big men for Pats. We have 8, who's the biggest man in the field. Kieran Lynch going in with James Toher. The two of them are in. Toher wins it brilliantly. Toher, but is it judged to have fouled Lynch, and it will be a free to Pats, and it's going to be from the 70-yard line. Game a little scrappy for the last couple of minutes since the restart, no flow to it at all. So Toher is going down. There'll be a hold up for this. He looks like his calf or his shin is at him. Physio Liam is in, so there's 19 minutes on the clock. Toher is down. There is Pats with possession, 70 yards. It's on the 70-yard line of their side of the field, on the stand side of the field.
19 minutes gone. It's 15 points to Trim, 110 to St. Pat's, with 19 minutes gone in the second half.
So there'll be a little delay here as James Toher is attended to. We've another sub warming up. I think James Murray is warming up. He played a fine match for the juniors last night. He's warming up on the far side of the field. James can come in anywhere around midfield, half forward line. He could be a nice position there around the middle of the field, Podine a wing forward or something like that, but Trim using up the bench. We have 4 on at this stage.
You can actually bring 7 subs on in this competition, whereas in Championship it's 5.
Okay, so Toher is on his feet, needs to get back to his position. He's slowly walking back. Midfielder takes a droppy sort of a ball towards Ben Hogan. Ben fouls his man 15. He's on veteran Niall Mooney now. I think Niall Mooney was playing when I was playing.
I think he was playing when I was playing.
So ball comes in here to Landy again. I think they've maybe moved Kieran Caulfield back on Landy. Ball is going into Shane Landy, his brother. He's inside. Jared Wally, he's still on the end line, left footed. He's inside. Is he dispossessed? It's across the square. Is it a goal? It is a goal. It's a goal for Pats from nothing. Shane Landy came in across the 17 substitute. Liam Brennan scores the goal, and Pats are ahead. It's 2-10 to 15.
Absolute disaster, an absolute disaster to give away a goal in their circumstances.
Shane Landy was going nowhere, came in along the end line, somehow got the ball across for substitute 17, Liam Brennan, who buried the ball to the back of the net, and Trimmer in trouble again. We're 1 point down, we're on the attack. Dougie gives a long ball in towards Mikey Cullen. Mikey lets it run for Aaron Lynch. In towards Ian Birmingham. Great save by O'Brien again. Brilliant save by O'Brien, and a free out to Pats. The St. Pat's keeper is after stopping 4 blinders. Aaron Lynch flicked the ball into Ian Birmingham. It was clean through, 6-8 yards out. Keeper came out, blocked the low shot again. He is some keeper, that fella. He's after scoring 4, or stopping 4 certain scores for Trim, and he's the man of the match if St. Pat's win this game. Out here, Pats are on the attack again, but wing back Sullivan. Sullivan is tackled by Kieran O'Rourke, not fouled, still with the ball, over carry the ball, well played by Trim. The Patsman throws the ball away. It'll be brought on a few metres. Kieran O'Rourke's on the ball. Joycey's looking for it. Mikey's looking for it inside. Quiggers is in front of him. He gives it to Quigley in front. Quigley, Trim needs to get on the ball here. Quigley has Kieran Joyce with him. Joyce is inside the 50. Joyce is still going. Joycey back to Dougie. Dougie 40 yards out with the right foot, needs to score. Kicks it over the bar.
Come of the hour, that's the way. You need to get the ball in out and show a bit of character here in this last 8 minutes to win this game. Alan Douglas on the ball, clipped it over the bar. That's what we need. Joyce, you give the ball to him. We need the men that pull the game out of the fire for us to get on the ball.
16 for Trim, 2-10 Pats. There is 8 minutes left. Cracking game here. Bad kick out from Philly. Really well run by Conor Quigley. Wins the free, gives it to Mikey. Mikey's 30 yards out. Has a shot at goal to put Trim ahead.
Mikey!
Brilliant score by Mikey. He's on fire, Mikey Cullen. 2 points for Mikey. Trim go 1 ahead. 7.5 minutes left. Brilliant win by Conor Quigley in the middle of the field. Was fouled.
That's what you want. A bit of character. We need to show a good character here to win this game. Great score, Mikey.
Very exciting match. Trim 17 points. St. Pat's 2-10. Long ball from Neil O'Brien this time towards Ian Birmingham. Taps the ball down. Pats win the break. Lynch on it. Well blocked out again by Toher. Is it Toher? No, it's Kieran O'Rourke, dispossessed. Was playing very well, just dispossessed. Another sub on for John Curtis is on for St. Pat. Back to Hagan. The ball headed centre back, comes running again, gives a desperate ball. Connor quickly picks it up, gives it off to Mullers.
Go to the ball, Mullers.
Mullers still back, did not go for the ball. Ball comes in here towards Jerry, who's struggling with Shane Landy. This time Jerry wins the ball, his first for a while. Jerry wins the ball, gives it back to Paul Mullers, needs to atone for his last mistake. Gives the ball out to James Torr. Trim holding possession, coming out with the ball with Ben Holden. We're 21 yards from our own goal, no troubles here. Ian Birmingham on the ball, takes it lovely around the tackle, gives it back to Ben Holden, wins the ball. Joycey does well, Old Head coming in, gives it to Lynch, gives it out to Mikey. Mikey has another chance. Mikey, man of the match as a player.
Great score, Mikey Cullen.
Brilliant score by Cullen. Super sub Mikey Cullen, 3 points. 18 points for Trim, 2-10 for St. Pat's. We're 2 points ahead. There's 24 minutes gone. 18 points for Trim, 2-10 for Pat's. Short kick out from Philly O'Brien. Mikey Cullen is making the difference here. He's set up everything since he came on. Pat's with the ball in their own half. Trim really came back nicely strong into this game, having let Pat's back into it. Pat's on the attack again. Another big man coming forward. Substitute falls on the ground. Is dispossessed by Kieran O'Rourke and Mikey Cullen. Mikey Cullen's everywhere. Ball now with Joycey to Dougie. Trimmer linking well since Joycey came in. Dougie with the ball, back to Joycey, 2 old heads. Joycey has Mikey outside. He said he finds Darrell Lynch going down the stand side. Darrell Lynch is 50 yards out, 40 yards out, still carrying. Gives it into Coffey. Coffey's going back, or with the left foot, he could put 3 between them. He put 3 between them. Coffey with the score. Could cut back for his left foot, simple score. Coffey is 4th in the game. Trim go 3 ahead at the real right time. 5 minutes left.
We need to get 4 points ahead. We need to get another point, and we need to get it quick.
19 for Trim, 2-10 for Pats. 3-point game. 5 minutes left. Ball been worked out with Hagan again, the centre back. Gives it to Lynch, centre field. These older men are doing very well. They're strong men and they're not tiring. Gives it off to the star man for Pats. He's running again. Landy. He's inside the 50. Mullers doesn't tackle him. Comes a beautiful ball in to another sub. Good tackle by Jerry. Brilliant tackle by Jerry. Picked up by Kieran O'Rourke. If the Pats man the sub again, David Stafford got that ball. Trim were in trouble for another goal, but we've cleared it up. Great tackle. Jerry's after redeeming himself. Beautiful ball down. Lynch was hoping the ball to go through. Instead, McQuillan, who's playing a very good match on him, full back, comes out with the ball. McQuillan is halfway up. Centre back, he's losing oxygen. The full back, he gives it off to centre forward Niall Flaherty. There is 25 minutes, there is 26 minutes gone. Landy with the ball again, he's playing out the field now. I'd have left him inside, he's far more dangerous. Gives it on into Pather Talon. Pather's ahead of Luke Moran. Ball has been played back out to 30 yards out on the stand side of the field with Neil O'Flaherty. Neil gives it off to another man. Can't see who he is at the minute. They're cutting in. Brilliant block! Brilliant block by 17, who's Ben Holden. Great block by Ben. Back out to Neil Flaherty. Back down the field towards Darren Hagan, centre back again, and he gives it off there to 15, Niall Mooney, the veteran. Brilliant score. Brings back old times for Mooney. Brilliant score to put 2 points between the teams. Very dangerous lead. 26 minutes, 30 seconds gone. James Murray is coming onto the Trim team. He gives the slip to the linesman. We're going to hold for that. James is on. Let's see who comes off. James is on. Let's say Mullers could be going. Mullers is going. He slips off here and under us on the right side. He put in a nice shift, Mullers. So James Murray. It is James Murray, isn't it? 20.
No, it's Robert Burke.
It's Rob Burke. Apologies. Sorry, it's Rob Burke. Yeah. Rob Burke is on the middle of the field for Trim. There is 3 minutes left. There's 2 points between the team. This time Peter goes long, brilliant play by Joycey, knocks the ball down to Dougie. Dougie has Caulfield out wide and he finds him with a brilliant ball. Caulfield should carry on. Does he manage to keep it in play? He does. Ball at the sideline on his right side of the field. He cuts back towards the left again, back to 50-yard line where Rob Burke has it. Burke back to Aaron Lynch, he's too far from goal. Lynchy finds Dougie. Dougie, Torah ahead of him. Dougie, 50 yards out, has a pot shot. but a bad wide by Dougie. Wrong selection, bad shot selection. Don't let Trim kick this ball game away. It's a similar position to last year's intermediate final. We're 2 points ahead. We should keep working the ball. The ball has gone almost to Navan Town with that kick from Dougie. There is 27 minutes 50 seconds on the clock.
19 points to 2-11.
2 points in it. Trim 2 points ahead. Can they hold out to gather their first piece of silverware in football in some years?
Since 2003, we won Division 2 of the league against Blackhall Gate in 2003.
Not to forget our junior championship win last year, but first adult or first team silverware. If we can hold out, there is 28 minutes 15 seconds on the clock. 2 points between the teams. Trim leading by 2. Burke comes for it, misses it. Gives Landy on the ball again, right. The star man. But well played there by Conor Quigley. We only pass it back to Neil Flaherty, who's fouled again by Ben Holden. Ben just does not need to be fouling. Flaherty with the ball, he's 55 yards from goal. There's 28 minutes 30 seconds gone. Trim 2 points up. He pops the ball there towards Big Shane Landy. He's 40 yards from goals with Luke Moran beside him. Gives it on to number 18 Kevin Cassidy, another sub on for Pats. He takes on Rourke. It'll be good time to foul. Doesn't foul him and dispossess him. Shane Landy has it again. He's in on the end line again, but he's too far from goals. Pass it back out 30 yards to another sub. 24.
We need to get our hands on this ball.
Trim need to get the ball back in their possession. Pat's holding possession. They need to dispossess them and then go on attack. Back to Hagan. We're on the 50-yard line. He has Kieran Sullivan outside him. He's 40 yards from goals. He's nowhere to go. No foul required. Back out to Hagan. They're 60 yards from goals now.
Keep them here. Keep them
back here to 19, who's Shane Bird. In through the 50-yard line, gives it to another sub, the man that scored the goal, Liam Brennan. Back, they're just holding possession, they need to penetrate. There's 29 minutes gone. There is 2 points between the team. Trim women by 2 points. McGinty is on the ball, 50 yards from goals. He takes on Joycey, he's 30 yards from goals. Takes on Tor, slips the ball to Flaherty. Flaherty has a shot. Oh, it's over the bar, could have dropped short. There's only a point between the teams. Landy scored that one. It's his 6th of the game. This is going to be squeaky bum time, guys. There's 19 points for Trim, 2-12 for St. Pat. 1 point in the game.
30 minutes played.
30 minutes played. There's about 2 minutes, I would say. Peter Brennan kicks a lovely ball out. We're trying to listen for what the ref is calling injury time. Jerry Dwan on the ball. Trim point, 1 point up. Burke gets the ball, gives it to Tor. We're 50 yards. We're on our own 50-yard line. Trim need to hold possession and then find the right ball. Darryl Lynch has it. He look for Aaron, doesn't get him. He finds super sub Mikey. Ball goes over his head, but he may win the ball second time. He fouls, does he? Doesn't foul. No need for fouling there. Mikey gets the ball back. He's fouled. He has the advantage. It's going to be a free. Take the free. Gives it off to Burke. Burke has Ian Birmingham outside. Takes the shot. Scores.
Yes.
Burke puts 2 points between the teams. Mikey did absolutely
gave the free there.
It was a free. He is held up. We did work the ball across. Most important score.
We got the score.
30 minutes 47 seconds gone. Trim 2 points up. 20 points to 12. Bad kick out from Philly O'Brien, but it's won back by Pats. They have possession. 15 is Niall Mooney, old head here, onto the real danger man Landy, who's every time he touches the ball is causing Trim problems. He's too far from goals though. He's on the halfway line. Gives it back to Hagan, still on the halfway line. 31 minutes played. Off to Liam Brennan, the sub who scored the goal. He's gone at Jerry Dwan. A point is no good to them at this stage. He's having a shot.
Wide.
Desperate wide. Great wide for Trim, but a desperate wide for Brennan.
I don't know if this sounds exciting on Red's radio, but it's a very exciting game of football and a great game of football.
So there is 31 minutes 30 seconds gone. Trim are 2 ahead. Can we win the silverware? Peter Brennan with the kick out. Nobody short. He could give it long. Quigley's playing well in the middle of the field. He goes long. The wind is blowing though against him now. Only 2. Neil Flaherty, another free for Pats. Right possession. Flaherty's free inside if they find him. Jesus, there's nobody picking up number 11. He's clean through. Luke Moran takes him now, but if that ball was taken quick, this is back around the middle of the field. This Trim will leave them here in the middle of the field. They're still in the middle of the field. Kieran Brennan breaks through the 70 towards the 50. Ian Birmingham is with him. Ball towards the 50 again, the middle of the field this time. Landy has it again. Great tackle by Ian Birmingham. Well, he said to have fouled him, but
on, stand away from it, stand away
That
from
was
it.
a rugby type kind of body check by Birmingham, but it was a fair hit. But it was the ref gave the free. There is 32 minutes gone. Trim 20 points. St Pat's 2-12. Trim leading by 2. 2.5 minutes played of injury time. There will be probably a minute left. Landy, the very danger man for Pats, has the ball in hand. They're inside the 50-yard line with a free. Trim have almost everybody back. It's towards the hospital goal. The last kick out from Peter Brennan looked like the wind held it, so the wind may have changed in towards the hospital goal, helping St Pat's. It looks like a point won't be any good to Pats at this stage.
They're going to drop this in the square, so someone needs to take control, win that ball, and make sure that Trim get possession and it's not hopping and bopping around the square.
Landy with the ball. He has placed it now. It's going to be a free in off the ground. He kicks it long. It drops wide, a desperate thing to do. Very silly free by Landy, and a great one if you're a Trim person. 20 points for Trim, 2-12 for St Pat's. 33 minutes 16 seconds on the Port Dalton stopwatch. Peter Brendan, no hurry to kick the ball out. He places the ball, the ref blows the whistle. Burke is free in the middle, he tries for it, but it clears him, goes direct to Kieran Sullivan. Pats are on the attack again. Trim making mistakes. Landy's on the ball again, gives the danger ball in this time. Very well done by Luke Bourne. It's back out to 18 here.
Stand them up.
21 yards out to Brennan again, over to Shane Landy, who's the left foot. There's a 24 coming through the middle. He's on the D in the middle, still on the D, gives it out to Hagan, the centre back, still on the D, slips it in, time for a foul. Yes, a good free to give away by Darragh Lynch. 21 yards out, no goal required. This will be a point if they take it. There's 34 minutes gone. There's 4 minutes of injury time gone. That was a good free to give away by Darragh.
So Darragh's getting a black card.
He could be getting a black, or was it Darragh pulled him down? The ref is talking to somebody.
Luke Bourne. Or no, Ben.
But bar a catastrophe of a goal, they're only 14 yards out.
Jesus.
There's a big strong man with the ball in hand. They will go for goal, I think. I think it'll be a drop kick.
Face it.
Every Trim man in the town is nearly back on the hospital goal. There's 14 yards out. Niall Mooney with the ball, goes low, stopped and blocked.
Genie Mac.
And the rebound, it was stopped by the Trim lads. He did go for the goal. It came back to him. He threw a belt on the ground and went over the bar. Barely over the bar. Trim are a point ahead. There's 35 minutes gone. Is the last play played? 20 points for Trim, 2-13 for St Pat's. It must be over. It could have been the ref surely said it was the last kick of the game. Peter Brennan kicks the ball out.
Yes!
Goes the whistle.
Yes!
Trim have silverware in a titanic battle here in Port Dalton. 20 points for Trim, 2-13 for Pats. A wonderful game to win. I know it's a league final, but that is what Trim needed going forward in this year's championship. It was a titanic battle. 20 points for Trim, 2-13 for Pats, and Trim win